There's a moment in your life when the truth stops whispering and starts screaming. A moment when you look in the mirror and, for the first time, really see the person staring back at you. Not the version you post online. Not the one you've been pretending to be. The real you, flawed, tired, disappointed, afraid. Most people flinch at that reflection. They look away. They laugh it off. They drown it in distraction. Because staring into that mirror means facing the most brutal truth of all. You are responsible for the life you're living. That's where transformation begins. Not in books. Not in seminars. Not in some perfect morning routine. It begins with the accountability mirror, a simple, raw, painful method that David Goggins used to rebuild his life from the ground up. And it might be the most powerful tool you'll ever use. Let me explain. Goggins wasn't always the symbol of mental toughness you see today. He was overweight, depressed, cleaning up dead bugs for a living. He felt like a loser because by every metric, he was one. And yet, something inside him refused to die quietly. One night, he walked to his bathroom, looked himself in the eye, and told the truth. Not the sugar-coated version, not the socially acceptable excuse, not the truth. You're fat, you're lazy, you're full of potential, and you're wasting it. That moment hurt, but it woke him up. See, the accountability mirror isn't about self-hate. It's about brutal honesty. It's about stripping away the lies you've been telling yourself for years, the justifications, the blame, the victimhood, and owning your life exactly as it is. And that's terrifying, because it leaves you with no one else to point fingers at. But it's also the first step to freedom. Because if you created this mess, you can clean it up. If you let yourself fall this far, you can rise higher than anyone expects. The mirror shows you what you've become. But more importantly, it shows you what you can be if you're willing to stop lying to yourself. Here's how it works. You stand in front of the mirror, alone. You look into your own eyes and ask, who am I? Not who I want to be, not who I pretend to be, but who am I really? You'll see things you don't like. That's the point. You might see the weight you've been ignoring, the addiction you've been hiding, the dreams you've been betraying. You'll see the broken promises you made to yourself, the workouts skipped, the mornings slept through, the goals abandoned, and you'll want to run. But don't stay there. Let it hurt. Because pain is the beginning of growth, and honesty is the foundation of discipline. Now, here's where it gets even more powerful. You start putting sticky notes on the mirror, notes that tell the truth. You're not working hard enough. You lie too much. You blame others when you fail. Whatever it is, write it. And every morning, you face it again. Most people think motivation is about feel-good quotes and hype videos. But real motivation? It's not pretty. It's ugly. It's uncomfortable. It's standing in front of the accountability mirror and realizing that no one's coming to rescue you. And you've got to get your own life together starting now. This method doesn't just change behavior. It changes identity. When you tell yourself the truth consistently, something incredible happens. You start respecting yourself. Because for once, you're not lying. You're not hiding. You're standing face to face with your flaws, and you're doing something about them. That's self-respect. That's the foundation of real confidence. You stop chasing validation from other people, because the only person you're trying to impress is you. Not your boss, not your parents, not strangers online, just you in the mirror. That's it. But don't get it twisted. This isn't a one-time thing. It's a daily battle. Every morning, the mirror dares you to be better. Some days you'll win. Some days you'll fall short. But every time you show up, you get stronger. Goggins used the mirror to transform from an insecure kid into a Navy SEAL, into an ultramarathon runner, into a symbol of what's possible when you stop running from your reflection and start using it. But here's the part most people don't talk about. The mirror never gets easier. It always tells the truth. Even when you've made progress, even when you've become someone others admire, it still finds the cracks, the places where you've let comfort creep in, the corners of your life where you're still playing small. And that's a good thing, because growth doesn't stop. Evolution doesn't end. And the accountability mirror keeps you honest in a world built on illusions. But it only works if you're willing to feel uncomfortable, if you're tired of your own excuses, if you're ready to trade self-pity for self-mastery. And most people aren't. They'll hear this and shrug. They'll say, "That's too harsh," or "That's not healthy," or "I'm just being kind to myself." But kindness without truth is just poison wrapped in sugar. If you really love yourself, tell yourself the truth. Stop protecting your ego. Start protecting your potential. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to fix everything overnight. But you do need to start with honesty. That's the first step. And the accountability mirror is how you take it. So what does this look like in real life? Let's say you're broke. Every day you're complaining about money, blaming the economy, blaming your job, blaming everyone but yourself. The mirror says, you waste money on things you don't need. You don't invest in learning. You avoid discomfort. Fix it. Or maybe you want to lose weight. But you keep saying you're big boned, or genetics, or time. The mirror says, you skip workouts. You eat garbage. You make excuses. Fix it. Now that might sting. But the sting is where the change starts. You can't heal what you won't face. And the accountability mirror forces you to face it all. But then something shifts. As you start doing the work, the mirror changes. The notes change. They start saying things like, you showed up today. You kept your promise. You're becoming the person you said you'd be. That's when it becomes addicting. Because now, every win is real. Not inflated by compliments, not faked on Instagram. It's between you and the mirror. And that kind of validation, that's unshakable. You start building a relationship with yourself based on truth. And in a world full of lies, that makes you powerful. Because here's the secret. People who are honest with themselves cannot be manipulated. They can't be guilt-tripped or bullied or thrown off course because they already know their flaws. They've owned them. They're working on them. So nothing you say can break them because they've already faced the hardest critic of all, themselves. The accountability mirror is not about beating yourself up. It's about waking up and staying awake. Because once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. You realize you've been in your own way the whole time. You realize that most of the pain in your life came from avoiding responsibility. And that every time you looked away from the mirror, you were delaying your greatness. But not anymore. You've got the power to change. You've got the power to build discipline, to shape habits, to rewrite the story. You just need to look. So go to the mirror. Stand tall. Look into your own eyes. Tell the truth. All of it. Let it break you. And let it build you. And tomorrow, come back. Do it again. And again. Until one day, the person staring back at you isn't the one you're ashamed of. It's the hero you've been becoming. One truth at a time. The accountability mirror doesn't lie. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't care how you feel. Only cares about one thing. Who you're becoming. So face it. Because the brutal truth? It's the beginning of your freedom. And your transformation starts today.